Hello everyone, my name is AKHIL. I'm an undergraduate student of Data Science and AI in IIT Roorkee. So my project is about to write a code to find whether the entered two words are anagrams of each other or not. So moving further, what are anagrams? Anagrams are words or phrases formed by rearranging the letters of another word or phrase, typically using all the original letters exactly once. So as I mentioned in my code, it is for only words. So we are going to write two codes, which the first code is only, it can only check whether two words are anagrams or of each other or not. But the second code, which we can extend to phrases also. So I'm going to show a demo on a blank slides so that we can get an idea and then we can proceed to compile it later. So moving on, for what once for what purpose I'm going to write the string, I'm going to include the string library. We'll see it later. So how can I input a word? Let's say I am taking the I mean, example that which I shown earlier. Listen and silent, right? So listen, how am I going to input that? Either I'm going to input it like with a single characters, which is very difficult. So instead, I can take this as a string, which is a data type, which can store like a group of characters. That's why string is also called as character. One second, character array. So I'm going to input the words. So I'm going to name them as string, word one, and word two. I'm going to input these words. So, but to input these words, we have two ways here. We can use scene or we can use a function called getLine. Now to use this function, we need the string library. So, so in string library only we have this getLine function definition. So what does exactly this getLine function is going to do? It is like getLine scene. No, sorry. GetLine scene that word, whatever it is, say it's string, comma scene. So what's the difference between scene and this? Say, if I am inputting two numbers at a time, I can input like scene x, y, right? So x and y are integers. That means how can I input x and y at the same time? I'm in the compiler. So I'll write x and then give space and then I'll write y. Uh, I mean, when I give space, that compiler will understand like, so it's the letter printing number will be a new number, but we can have words like I've shown no astronomer uh, and moon starer, right? Moon starer. So how am I going to, I mean, in input these words? It has a space, right? If I have to input this in scene, I cannot. It will take moon as a one word and starer as a one word. So to avoid this sort of confusion, this function, this is what we are going to use. Of course, this is not useful in the first code, but we can use it in the later code, which can input the phrases also. So let us put this aside. So I mean, uh, so we are going to use getLine two times to input the word one and word two. Now, what's the main criteria to two words to be anagrams? Say, think about it. Their size should be equal, right? So listen and silent, they have the same size. As in the definition, they should have same size and they should have every letter, right? So that means here you can see listen have six letters and silent also have 6 letters. So the first thing we need to check is that they should have 6 letters. So if they doesn't have 6 letters, we can, I mean, give output as they are not at all. I mean, they are not anagrams of each other. So how to do that? To do that, we need to first enter the, I mean, we need to find first we need to find the length of the string. So there is a direct built-in function which is called as, which we can write string dot length. It will return an integer, as you can see. Integer, it will return as string dot length. If I input string word1 in place of string, I'll take this as word1 and this as word2. If I put here word1, word1 dot length, it will give output as 6. So this is how this function works. So we got, let's name it as A, and then again we'll get silent also for word2. It will be as C. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use an if function, if statement, sorry, if A not equal to B, then we can, I mean, get out of the loop without proceeding further. Like if A not equal to B, they cannot be anagrams at all either. So we can write they are not anagrams of each other. Now, if it has to be continued means then A should be equal to B, right? So we need not to write again else statement. So uh, uh, proceeding further, you can see that their lengths are equal. Now, how can we equate them? If we have to say that they are anagrams means their size and their letters also should be equal, right? The repetition of letters, the repetition of a single letter in that anagram should be equal and every letter should repeat same time. That means all letters should be equal. So what I'm going to do it, I can write this in ascending or descending order in in characters, numbers, right? Like in ascending order. I mean, first it will be E, I, then N, E, I, N, and so on. L, E, I, L, N, S, T, right? So it will be same for both. So this is the criteria basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it as the make it in as ascending order type. So how can I make that? Simple, it's a sorting, right? Sorting of strings. As I said, string is nothing but character array. So it's same as like we sort out an array. How we sort out an array? By using bubble sort algorithm. So what is bubble sort algorithm? We are going to use for loop, nested for loops basically, and we are going to use swapping method also. So that I'm going to show you on at compiling time. So we are going to use for loops, nested for loops for both the words, and we'll get an output, right? Let's say that output as word1. So now the order of word1 has changed, right? It will be something like this, huh? In ascending order, and word2 also changed. Now what I'm going to do? I just easily can compare, right? If word1 equals to word2, as they're just a string, right? In if statement, the condition if A equal to B, then they are right. Uh, they can be anagrams of each other. As there are no spaces also, we're just considering here only words. It is true. Now, if A not equal to B, else statement, if not A not, we need not that, else they are not anagrams of each other. So this is how the first code we can do it. I'm going to show the second code, which have extensions like, uh, which is way, I mean, shorter than this code. There I am not going to use the for loops. Instead, I'm going to use a built-in function. To access that, I am going to need another library also. And we can extend that to phrases. That's the most important thing. Like you can see here, astronomer or moonstromer. We cannot do that here. Of course, this also can be done in the for loop. Like the space will come at different because it has less. I mean, its ASCII value is less than all these alphabets, right? So it will be sorted, but the sizes itself are not equal, no? So they will be eliminated right here in this step. So I'm going to show the second code. What it will basically do is it will eliminate these spaces so that now the sizes will be equal, and then the process will be similar and it will be shorter also. I'm going to show you that. So now I'm going to show that how can there is a function which is called sort function, which is included in that library called algorithm. It will basically do sorting only with this. Before that sorting, we need to eliminate those spaces. To eliminate those spaces, there is another function which is called as erase function. As I said, it will work like string dot erase remove if string begin and same string end. And end space and string dot end. It will basically this. If e space, it is the main thing here. It will going to remove those spaces. If there is any spaces in the word like moon starer, it will going to remove that space and it is going to combine those both words. So the sizes will be equal and then it will be normal code. So now instead of for loops that both for nested loops, I can use here sort function, which is what it will going to do is it will just rearrange them in the ascending order or descending order, which way you like. Like here, if we write that string dot begin, comma, string dot end. If we swap them, then order will be changed. Order will be in descending order. So this is the extension, and we are going to use this in the second code. So I'm going to show you the codes. I included the IOStream library and string library also. So moving further, I need to define these two word 1 word 2 as strings, and I am entering those strings. That get lines are different with respect to scene, as they can read the entire word or sentence we write, even there may be space or any until we press enter. So here, as I am ending this line, so there will be no problem. If I am not ending this line, I'll have to put like slash and also slash n, so that the next get line it won't be confused. So now as the definition here, as I said, that word 1, it is going to change, right? It is going to be in ascending or descending order. So at the last, if I have to see out that, then I need this original word right here. So what I can do, I need to predefine those words as to another words. Like word 1, I am defining it to original word 1, like say any other words, so that I'll get no problem here.
Now as they are like uh, character arrays only, like strings, so I can use that like arrays only. Word 1j means it'll point to that jth ladder. It will start from 0 0 1 2 3, just same as the arrays. So it will continue. We can see that for loops outlined, so they'll be in ascending order or descending order. I put them in ascending order, so the output will be like that only. If word 1 equal to word 2 means they're comparing. It can compare character arrays also, if statement. So it will going to see out like they are anagrams of each other if they are equal, else it won't be. Next, the second code will be like same, but I need to include the algorithm library also to include sort function. It is in this library, so the same as it is we are seeing this. And here I haven't discussed this statement, right? So I did it before only. If statement, if a not equal to b, their sizes are not same, so they can't be anagrams of each other. I am doing it before sort function only. After the arrays function happen, it will remove spaces and convert to lowercase. After this I'm doing this so that it won't be proceeded further if a not equal to b. And if I place this here, then it will be burden, right? If after it is sorting, it will check whether a not equal to or not the lengths are not equal or not equal. So it will better to keep it up, I mean keep it before this sort function. So it will readily gives that. I said I started with begin and end, yeah, like word begin and then word end. So it will print them in, it will print word 1 as in ascending order. So the same thing, if word 1 equal to word 2, word 1 is equal to word 2, then they are anagrams either or else they are not. So in this code we have that advantage. So like we can do anything, I mean any phrases also. So I'm going to show you the word astronomer, and then again word star, sorry, starter. So you can check it, number of letters are same, and your astronomer and moonstromer are anagrams of each other. So the first code will also be similar to this, so I'm only running the second code. So that's it, thank you.